Charlie Gasparino's here in the studio. A couple of things. Number one, President Trump saying that he would help Nancy Pelosi become Speaker. All of this as Maxine Waters looks to take the reins of the House Financial Services Committee and maybe go after the banks. So let me start with the Maxine Waters stories that are out there. No, Axios had one. There have been some others being written.
Well, we've been on top of this.
Well, I was going to say, you kind of started this, and I remember before the election you were saying that maybe they could have a constructive relationship with Maxine Waters, but...
No, well, here's the thing. I mean, I think she's going to want certain things out of the banks, campaign contributions, and stuff that helps her community. It's a lower income community in Los Angeles, so that is clearly going to be the focus. And I think the banks will, I mean, you would see, I guess, better CRA compliance. I mean, that's the sort of stuff that I think she'd want out of them. But she will do some investigations, and I think the investigations will not be broad stroke unless she finds some massive sort of fraud or problems in banks not lending to minority communities. I think where she's going to go with this, because remember, I mean, she doesn't have a lot of power. She has investigative power. She has almost no power to regulate.
Well, that's the Federal Reserve's role.
Right. Would be to look at essentially two banks, and I think Wells Fargo is, from what I understand from people close to her, they're under the gun for obvious reasons. California Bank, she thinks they have a lousy record in the communities out there. So I think they'll come under pressure, and they've been in the news for a lot of reasons, including that big scandal a couple of years ago involving the fake accounts. The other one will be Deutsche Bank, and Deutsche Bank because it was Donald Trump's bank.
Right, that's the issue. So there are stories out there about how she's going to go after foreign banks, but it's really a Deutsche Bank, a German bank story because of Trump.
Yes, I mean, the foreign banks were in the context of money laundering and things like that. But remember, there is a belief among Democratic lawmakers that Donald Trump used, I'm not saying it's true, used Deutsche Bank.
Can you tell us the backstory on Deutsche and Trump? I mean, was that the time when he couldn't get a loan or couldn't borrow money from other banks and Deutsche?
Now you remember what happened? Donald Trump, the businessman, he morphed into he went from a real estate guy to a casino owner. It's in the casinos where he got in a lot of trouble. The casinos went bankrupt. He didn't personally go bankrupt, but because he changed the ownership structure of it. But those loans, he stiffed a lot of banks, all the major banks in those loans. He was essentially persona non grata in the New York money center bank world. So where did he go? He basically he developed a relationship with Deutsche Bank.
He went to Germany.
I believe one of the people he developed a relationship at Deutsche Bank was the son of the retired Supreme Court Justice. Who's the retired?
Anthony Kennedy?
Anthony Kennedy's son.
Oh, is that right?
Was the guy that he had the direct relationship with, yes.
And he worked at Deutsche, so this is back in the 90s.
And that was his bank of preference. Now, there's always been suspicion among the Democrats that Deutsche Bank was involved in some shady dealings between Trump and Russia.
But no proof of any of this.
We haven't seen it yet because they're clearly going to go there. Adam Schiff was running Judiciary.
Yes.
He's
By the way, good job getting his name right on the tweet over the weekend.
I heard about that. Jerry Nadler.
Yes.
Jerry Nadler, Judiciary. Adam Schiff, Intelligence. Maxine Waters at Finance. Elijah Cummings in Government Reform and Oversight. Those are the places where I think, particularly Maxine Waters, you will see the Trump-Deutsche Bank relationship fully vetted now, or investigated, and I think that's where she'll get into this the global thing. I do not think, and who knows? I mean, maybe she has some broad hatred for Jamie Dimon. I don't think J.P. Morgan is coming under. Is going to come under that much scrutiny.
We're going to go in a set. We have less than a minute, but on Trump being so kind in his tweeting towards Nancy Pelosi, your take on that, and kind of just trolling around here?
I mean, maybe he's worried about the alternative. I'm really waiting for him to pardon the turkeys and make everybody eat Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Why do I even ask?
Pardoning the turkeys.
Here we go.
We're going to eat Kentucky KFC.
See, my mistake
for Thanksgiving.
We're going to wrap this up here, and instead of saying we're going to wrap this up, I should have said we're wrapping this up here.
Right, but what do you think? You think he'll pardon the turkeys and make everybody eat KFC? No, come on. I'm asking you a question.
Nothing wrong with KFC, by the way.
Okay, so that's a yes.
It's big of this. Never mind. We'll be back.